The LinkedIn article, which you'll get a link to in this podcast and in the show notes, triggered the desire to create a solo episode just to talk about content, LinkedIn, AI, strategy, and when AI can actually help your marketing. So Kendra sends me this article. It's about, the data and what companies are doing and what's working and what's not. And I thought, holy moly, the words that you always want to tell somebody, but you try not to and you bite your tongue. And it says something like, I told you so. So basically, I'm going to talk about the thing that I've been saying for, I think conservatively, a decade. I remember having a conversation with a client last year, and I have since then let them be open to the universe, and they are no longer working with us because it's not a fit. It's always a good idea if you're going to hire a service provider for their expertise, their experience, and their perspective, that you're coachable. If you don't do what they're saying is the best practice or the best thing to do in your particular situation, you probably don't want to hire them, right? So, small note. I remember having a conversation with this particular client saying, we've got to write very unique thought leadership content, and we need to promote it on LinkedIn primarily. Yes. Will we promote it on your website? Yes. Will we promote it in your newsletter? Yes. But at the end of the day, if you want people who you don't know all to see you, or even people that you do know, you have to use LinkedIn. And he was like, he said, it's just too much of a lift. We don't have the resources. I can't think about that stuff. Just make it look pretty. Never tell me to just make it look pretty. That doesn't really work. So I said, well, right now, before I rebranded that particular company, you look, walk, talk, act like everybody in your space. And right now, we don't know what you do that's different, better, unique than they do. And as I've always said, different is better than better. Let that land for a minute. Different is better than better, because better is subjective, different is not. So, what does the research say? LinkedIn is the #1 most cited domain on AI search engines, according to SEMrush and Profound Data. Let me say that again. LinkedIn is the #1 most cited domain on AI search engines, okay? Buyers research on AI before they ever hit your website. 60% of LinkedIn citations come from articles and newsletters. And 95% of those citations are from original posts, not reshares. So AI mirrors LinkedIn content closely. So you've got to control your own narrative. The stakes are that buyers are forming short lists and opinions before you're even in the room, before you even know they exist. And I'll tell you, my behavior is the same. Somebody reaches out to me and says, I want to be on your podcast. I say, great. I'm about women in leadership predominantly, not excluding other people or other populations or other genders. That's not my point. But that's where I play. That's where I live. Okay, great. First thing I do, I go to their LinkedIn profile. If there's no picture, it's over before it starts. There's no banner that tells me not great. No description on what they do. No acknowledgments or awards or accolades or experiences that marry up with my audience and what you guys want to hear. Dead on arrival. How many followers, how many connections, what kinds of connections, what have they done in their lives? Do they have a story? Do they have a point of view? Do they have a POV? I have to understand who you are and what you stand for before I make the call to you, before I respond to your email. You want to do business with me. Let's just say it's a business, it's a supplier, it's a vendor. I'll look at your email and I'll say, great, let me go look at your profile. You reach out to me and say, I want to be on your podcast. It's the same process. So imagine your buyers, especially if you're in B2B, are doing the same thing to you. Do you look like you're the part? We just did an audit on a client's executive team and realized they hadn't even updated their profiles, and we rebranded them 6 months ago. How pathetic is that? That says to a potential prospective client, you're not really taking this rebrand seriously. You're just a minion. You're just a cog in the wheel. You don't have a POV. You haven't even taken the time to tell me what you do at that company. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you stand for. I don't know your contributions to the company. So why would I take your meeting? So original expert content beats generic every time. And the AI knows it too. You think by copy and pasting something, it's going to get you ahead? No, sirree, Bob. Consistency will build your body of work, and then AI can find you and cite you. You have to have credibility as an author, as a content provider and producer, not just repost, comment, oh, look at that. That's great. Congratulations on your new job. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No. Here's my point of view. This is what value I can bring to you. Think about answering questions, FAQs. What are the most important questions your prospective or current customers are faced with? I always reverse engineer pain points. For a client, I'll say, okay, let's figure out what are the top pain points your customers, your clients are faced with, and let's create content all around that. Your opening line is your AI headline, so you have to make it count. What did I name this thing? When AI helps you do better marketing or whatever it's AI and marketing, you get the point. You know that this is going to be about AI and doing better marketing. Great. Perfect. What is the objection I hear most? Here, I'll give you a bunch of them. I don't have time to create content. I don't know if anyone is even looking at our stuff. Oh, my clients all come to us from referrals and word of mouth. I don't need to do any posting or social. Newsflash, I've been in business for over 20 years. All, and I repeat, all of my clients have been referrals or word of mouth. I have never done a Google ad campaign. I have never done a paid advertising campaign. I have never done a social media campaign. It is all about word of mouth, reputation, and referrals. And how do you think people formulate an opinion about what it is that they feel comfortable recommending me? Clearly, experience, right? Somebody's worked with me, they've had great results, so clearly they're going to be comfortable. Or they go to a different company and they take me with them. Great, that's easy. But if somebody heard from somebody else that Monique and On Demand CMO are a great combination and they're a kick-ass B2B marketing firm, great. What do you think the first thing they're going to do is? They're going to go to my profile. They're going to go to my partner's profile, Steve. They're going to go to Kendra's profile. They're going to look around. They're going to see what kind of stuff I post. They're going to see who I am, what I stand for. Oh, she wrote a book? Really? About what? Oh, creating 7 secrets to creating a life you love, a practical guide for women in leadership. Huh. I wonder. Now I'm curious. Let me go to that link and see what that's about. Wow, she really has a point of view. Okay. It could work for you or it could work against me. It's okay. But if it works for them, then they're probably somebody I want to work with. Do you see what I'm saying? The synergies are there. Hey, she has a podcast? Who's she interview? Really interesting guests. Okay, she's up to something. Great. How does she have time to do marketing? Interesting. I love doing marketing. Let's find out more about what she posts. She's got a marketing assessment. She clearly thought this through. Okay. Great clients. All right. But, her point of view is interesting. It's really quite differentiated. She says things that other people just don't say. I think I want to talk to her. Okay. That's all happening before I even know they're on the planet. That's all happening before they pick up the phone, drop an email, send me a LinkedIn request, send me a message. I don't even know they have anything going on. You get my point? Other example. I had a client who was insistent that they be on Instagram. I was like, oh, yeah, I don't know. Because you sell a high touch service and you want to put yourself out there as a professional doing business with and partnering with other professionals with a professional background. I think you need to really lean into LinkedIn and you really need to do some thought leadership. I don't really care what your 16-year-old says. That's the way it is. So understand that before you know they're on the planet, they will be checking you out and they will be looking at your content. So audit yourself. Go look at your last 10 posts. And I want you to be honest. Are they about you or are they about the needs, wants, desires, and issues that are your clients or your prospective clients are facing? Seriously, ask yourself that. Commit yourself to a cadence. Let's say 2 solid posts, really good content per month is a great start, especially as an executive. And please, for the love of God, write for humans. AI will follow. But if you sound like AI and all the content you generate is generated by AI, you're already lost in the sauce. That's it. It's over before it begins. Because AI absolutely, positively will favor human-generated content. So that's number one. Every post should lead with your sharpest insight. It shouldn't be a warm-up. Don't bury the lead, as they say in publishing. Start with the theme as the theme and the title, and then tell me why. AI is now the first point of contact in the B2B buying journey. So companies winning in 5 years are building their authority now. So we helped 2 clients increase their valuations. They were both acquired as a result of about a year to year and a half of solid, strategic, not only the rebrand, but after the rebrand and the renames and all of that, we decided that they needed to lean into thought leadership and really position the CEOs as those thought leaders. And we differentiated them in tone, in voice, in approach, in being clear about what they did and solving problems. So they didn't walk, talk, look, and act like everybody they were competing with anymore. After that, there was a before and then there was an after. And the before was so scary because, like, one particular entrepreneur, he had neglected his profile since LinkedIn started, I think. And it was really sad. Nobody, you can't do that. So by the time he was meeting with the investment bankers, they said point blank to him, "Gosh, you've really solid content. We really admire your thought process." And we were like, "Yeah, that's interesting. That really actually helped him, didn't it?" So they too were tuned in to what his company was saying and what he was putting out there and what he was authoring. Of course, it was written by me, but that's not the point. The point is it looked like it was written by him and it had many of his thoughts that I was able to grab from him in brain downloads and meetings and so on. And we did that. I'm going to tell you something. In 3 years, B2B marketing, well, B2B, but B2B in general, it's completely consolidated. Parity, undifferentiated companies will have been bought, sold, acquired, or driven out of business. The smart ones, the ones that position themselves as the thought leaders in their spaces, will be punching above their weight and growing. The others, dead in the water. So look at your last 10 LinkedIn posts. Would AI cite them? Book a LinkedIn content audit with On-Demand CMO. Send this episode to whoever keeps saying LinkedIn is optional. And here it is. What I think this reinforces is what I have been saying for years. Don't be generic. Stand for something. Own it. Write about it. Be of value and service to your prospective and current customers. Ask thoughtful questions and or solve a problem. If your business is playing at LinkedIn, but your brand and your sales are stagnant, ask yourself why. I invite you to take our marketing assessment to see where your bodies are buried, and maybe you can use that as your initial diagnostic tool. And if you need more, if you need surgery, then call me. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.